But we start with shocking news just 3 days before the Paris Olympics begin. Charlotte Dujardin, Britain's joint most decorated female Olympian, has withdrawn from this year's Games over a video from 4 years ago showing her making what she's called an error of judgement during a coaching session. Well, our senior reporter, Geraint Hughes, is out in Paris for us and joins us now. Geraint, very good evening. Right, this is serious. What has she said?
Yeah, I know this is probably not a sport that is, widely watched by huge numbers of people, but equestrianism is supported by, a large number within the UK. It is a very popular sport with the people that follow it, and Charlotte Dujardin is as big as you get. I'll explain that to you in a bit later, but what has happened today is that a video has emerged from 4 years ago, obviously from Charlotte Dujardin in a training session. From that, the fallout from this, which first emerged this morning, I'm being told, before we had a statement from Dujardin in the last hour or so. But this is the statement from her. A video has emerged from 4 hours ago which shows me making an error of judgment during a coaching session. Understandably, the International Federation for Equestrian Sports, that is the FEI, they are the governing body, they are the FIFA of equestrianism, is investigating, and I've made the decision to withdraw from all competition, including the Paris Olympics, while this process takes place. She goes on to say what happened was completely out of character and does not reflect how I train my horses or coach my pupils. However, there is no excuse. I am deeply ashamed and should have set a better example in that moment. I am sincerely sorry for my actions and devastated that I've let everyone down, including Team GB, fans and sponsors. She goes on to conclude her statement by saying that she will fully comply with the investigation and that she will be making no further comment while these investigations by the governing body of her sport, FEI, the equivalent of FIFA, for example, are making this, are concluding and compiling their investigations. Mike, you just said it there. This is shocking. This is unbelievable. Just days out from an Olympic Games, someone of her stature being forced to pull out of the game due to a video emerging from 4 years ago.
Right, Geraint, you started this by saying this isn't a sport that many people perhaps know about, but you just said the word stature. How significant an athlete is she?
Right, you said just before you came to me, she is the most decorated female Olympian of all time with Laura Kenny. She has 6 Olympic medals, 3 of them gold. To make the comparison with Olympic sports, she is the Usain Bolt of equestrianism. She is unparalleled. She was unbeatable in her pomp. The 3 golds she won at London, Rio and at Tokyo on her horse Valega, especially at London and at Rio, that was when she was almost untouchable. And she completed the complete set of individual titles, the Slam, Olympic, World, Grand Prix Special, European, the lot. She held them all at one time. No one could get near her. She was that good. And to have that happen in this sport on the eve of the Olympic Games, which for equestrian sports, yes, they have their world championships and various other 5-star events. This is the pinnacle of the sport. The timing is absolutely unbelievable that a video from 4 years ago could emerge just days before competition comes out. But she is arguably the greatest dressage rider of all times because she has the stats to prove it, not just in the Olympics, but outside the Olympics as well.
OK, Geraint, what are the wider implications for Team GB then?
Twofold. Let's start with Charlotte Dujardin. She is not at these Olympic Games, first and foremost. I have it from a very, very good source close to her family that she is absolutely distraught and devastated, and people are worried about her this evening with the news that she's had to release this statement. That is first and foremost. There is an investigation to go through, and that will happen. It will take its course. But on a personal level, for her welfare, she is devastated and distraught. But Team GB have to continue. The Olympic Games begin in a few days' time. As a matter of course with equestrian sports, there's a clue in the word. equestrian horses. There are animals involved, there are potential injuries, etc. So there is always a travelling reserve, whatever, especially at major competitions and where there is a team event alongside an individual event. So it is my understanding that Becky Moody will step up. She was the travelling reserve with her horse Jägerbomb, and she will now come into Team GB. Now, prior to this news today, Team GB were one of the favourites for team gold. There's an individual event and there's a team event as well. They were one of the favourites. Becky Moody is a very, very accomplished rider, but this is her first Olympic Games, and Dujardin has been there, seen there and done it. So there is clearly going to be just the speed of the turnaround of bringing her into the team, but also as well you are losing the 39-year-old who has been to several Olympics before and has been the best of the bet. As I alluded to, she is almost the Usain Bolt of equestrianism. So it's going to be a very, very difficult. I would imagine the BEF, the British Equestrian Federation, who are responsible for the team here at the Olympics, they're in some turmoil at the moment, trying to digest this news, but also to bring in Becky Moody and the rest of the team and get them ready for competition.